Hi, everybody. This is Carolina Millan, and today I am here with a special guest, Mr. Akbar Sheikh, who is joining me right now from Dallas in the US. How are you, Akbar?
Yes, very good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for taking the time to be here today. So Akbar is
Sure.
an entrepreneur, and one of his main focuses is to spread the good, right? To
The
spread
good word.
the
Yeah,
good
the good word
word
on giving.
yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. The good word
Yeah.
on giving. See, I messed it
Yeah.
up. No, I love your message, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, the power of giving, of course,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can inspire some people. So if you're listening or watching, you're going to be very inspired by Akbar's story, as I was.
It's kind of like an engine, you know. Well, if a car engine is full of sand or tar, it can't run. It's not going to go anywhere. And that was my life. And I had to literally power wash that engine, through losing all that weight, through becoming spiritual, through getting out of my toxic environment, dropping all my bad habits. And I had a lot of bad habits. Listen, I had a lot of addiction problems and I had a lot of, my life was a total mess. It was a complete mess. And when I got rid of all that and started living a healthier lifestyle, my engine was clean, so to speak. I can now, I say engine, but really the analogy I like to use is, the human heart.
Yeah.
My arteries were all clogged. The human heart has four chambers. It's like spiritual health, mental health, physical health, and your why. And my heart was all clogged. And what happens when your heart is clogged? You end up with a heart attack. You end up in the hospital. And that's, sort of what happened to me. I ended up in the hospital from just too much. Life was just too broken.
Today you're helping people, you're coaching people, helping them in their own journeys, which I think it's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you do today? Tell us a little more.
I mean, it's funny, man, because like I said, I mean, I realized very early on the power of coaching,
Yeah.
and somehow I actually turned into a coach myself. It was funny though, my original coaches, they were old school, you know, they were very old school kind of guys, selling postcards, sending postcards and things of this nature. And then I started to figure out some of this online stuff on my own, some of this online marketing. And then I actually started, and those were seven figure earners. My coaches were old school, seven figure earners,
Yeah.
doing things very old school. And I started coaching them on, when I started getting some online success, a little bit of online success. They wanted to know how to do that, and I was showing them how to do it. And that was a real eye opener for me, because I was like, wow, not too long ago I was like penniless and y'all were coaching me. And now I'm making a little bit of sales and stuff, and now I'm coaching y'all that are made seven figure.
I agree. I agree. And I think that a lot of people, and they even come to me sometimes and they're like, okay, what does Russell Brunson know? What do you know that the general population doesn't know? And I'm like,
Right.
There's nothing. I mean, it's public knowledge right now that speed of implementation, what you said, like you learn something, you go and do it. But a lot of
Yeah.
people are so caught up with the learning where they're
Yeah.
just never ready. And that's part of what happened to me, why I took 4 or 5 years to see something,
Yeah.
was that I was implementing way too slow and feeling, the getting ready to get ready. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people struggle with that. I actually really like your hat. So for the people who are
Oh,
listening
thanks.
and cannot see
Yeah.
the video, but it says scale ethically, right? I love that.
Yeah. 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 That's what it says. Scale ethically.
So,
And people make
how do you
mistakes,
scale
by
it
the way.
ethically?
Well, people make mistakes. We've made mistakes too, by
Mm,
the way. Sometimes, one of the hardest things to do when you have momentum, one of the hardest things to do is to say no. It might be that you have too many projects going on, too many things going on, and you know that if you take this client on, they might not get the best results, but you kind of do it anyway because you think you can help people and you want to
yes,
push yourself. These things are very common. These things kind of happen in a lot of times, and I think scaling ethically is just about thinking long term and being very conservative,
yeah,
uh, and only taking on clients you really feel like that you can help. And we've made
absolutely.
some mistakes, in retrospect. There have definitely been some clients we shouldn't have taken on that I mean, I honestly thought that we can help them.
So, what are some of the? I mean, what do you think has helped you have success? Like, what do you feel has been a quality that you have, or something that has helped you attract more clients and be more successful?
The three things that the three things that most clients say when they join us from organically: we align with your values, we love the make more, give more movement, and you seem to know what you're talking about. And another thing is just being yourself. You know, so many people are just so afraid to be themselves. I'll give you an example. I was listening to, and I don't listen to many podcasts, to be honest with you. Well, my cousin sent me a podcast, and it was because the title was something I'm interested in, which was some guy's crushing like a continuity program, right? And I never heard of this guy before in my life. Okay, he was giving a podcast. I never heard. As a matter of fact, even in this minute, I can't even pronounce his last name. And I listened to this guy for 15 minutes. I'm like, man, I just like the way this guy talks. He was very concise, no fluff, wasn't afraid of, he wasn't diplomatic, wasn't fake, so authentic. And that's another thing people tell us to buy from us, because we're really authentic. That's what they say. This guy was so authentic, and I liked his style. It was very succinct. It was very to the point. Right away, I got on Facebook and I found this guy, and I messaged him. I said, "Great podcast, man. I'd like to get on the phone with you." And he did get on the phone with me. And I never met this guy, never spoke to this guy, never even heard of this guy. I ended up giving him thousands and thousands of dollars. And why? Because he put out himself, his authentic self, with his unique messaging, with his unique approach. He wasn't afraid to be himself. Where a lot of people are, they think, "Oh, who's gonna like me? Who's gonna like my," they put on a song and a dance, like, "Hey guys, welcome to the da 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 da." You know, they put on a song and a dance, which is really not them. But what they don't understand is that people can smell that a mile away.
Yeah. So if you were starting out like today all over again, the typical question, right? What would you do to start over right now, especially in the circumstances where we are in the world?
Carolina, a lot of marketers out there right now, they're like, "Oh, here, let's talk about a pivot plan. Let's talk about adapting. It's all just marketing fluff." Yeah. The reality is the fundamentals have always worked, no matter what the climate is like. Entrepreneurship can be stripped down to a real simplistic formula. Somebody has a problem, you have a solution. If I was to start fresh, I would just start doing the job. I would do exactly what I did when I first started. Boom. What did I do? A daily Facebook Live content, just content. You first three things you need to be doing every day: build an audience, cultivate an audience, monetize an audience. I would build an audience through posting in different groups and having people like me and follow me. And I would do my daily Facebook Live, and then I would monetize. I'd do call to actions, which is exactly what I did do. And if I had to start all over again, I mean, that's what I still do today. Yeah. It really is just kind of that simple, to be honest with you. We're big into content. We love putting out content. I think it's one of the most you see, we're 100% organic. We've never figured out the paid traffic game. We're working on it. I think lately we spent $5,000 on it, something like that. Haven't gotten a dime back. As a matter of fact, I need to message my guy. That's kind of the story of my life with paid traffic. I need to message him. But we've done all our business organically.
I didn't know that. That's remarkable.
Yeah, no, we've generated 7 figures organically. So we're big into content, and we love doing, and our number one thing is we love doing Facebook Lives.